Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about my brother actually, and I've been thinking about this. I had the discussion a while back, and with it's been a while. We haven't spoken for ages, and he's a target individual, and he's from Switzerland, but originally from Egypt or whatnot. So we used to chat and about our targeting and how to handle this government obsession with us and attacks, whatever. And so we used to have this, talk about, course of action, what you need to do and whatnot. And I remember mentioning to him once, and I said to him, I don't know, something happened that made me suspicious of this brother of mine, that he's involved. But I even mentioned it to my older sister, and my older sister dismissed it. She told me, "Oh yeah, he would not do something like that. He's not that kind of person who would get involved in this or whatnot." And anyhow, so she kind of told me, no, he would never do something like that, and I don't know, something happened. I can't remember what it was. So I mentioned it to this friend, and at the time I think we were talking on WhatsApp. He had my number, whatnot. We were talking about the stuff, and he told me, oh no, do not get suspicious of your brother. Do not get suspicious of him involved, and this is what the program does, turn you against your family, you know. And then a few things happened, and they never really spoke negatively about this brother. They always tried to talk negatively about my other family members, not him. So he's always been, they always never really talked negatively about him. And he mentioned to me one time that he used to work for some sort of government program or government, I can't remember. He told me I wasn't really interested enough to know. And, because, and he had this like clearance ID, and you usually get it if you're working in like either Secret Service or something like that. He mentioned it to me. And my sister mentioned something to me before about this. He's been ID'd one time when he was driving his vehicle with my mom and my sister. And I think, I don't know, they stopped him somewhere, and the police, he showed this ID, and the police officer gave it back to him, and he says, sorry about that and have a nice day, kind of let him go. And my sister says, why would the police apologize to you? So she mentioned that to me before he did tell me about this. But before that, something happened that it stood up. But I never confronted him. I never confronted him about if he has anything to do with my, these people who killed my mother and my aunt and my dad. I never confronted him. But I made a promise, if I were to find out his involvement, or him knowing about it, or any involvement, I would never talk to him again. You understand? So because my mom, my dad, and my aunt should be utmost important to need to be protected from these people who have killed them. And if my brother were to be involved in it, I want nothing to do with this brother. Yes, you know what? People can make their own decisions, whatnot, but I want nothing to do with him. If I'm gonna pray to God to show me if he's involved or not. And why I'm talking about this now, because the other day in a dream, and we were eating food and whatnot, and my brother told me, oh, give me a piece from this, food in front of you. And it was some sort of meat, and I cut him a piece. I cut him like a quarter of this meat, and I put it in his plate. I said, this is enough, something like that. I'm gonna tell you what is this dream about, because they thought I'm gonna accept their money. And they wanted to make sure my brother is gonna be taken care of. That's why he asked me for a piece in a dream, because they're the one who were curious to know if I were going to share, if I were to accept the wealth they want to give me, right? I will not accept anything from them, okay? So I don't really care about that dream much, but what I care about, why would they care about a family member, if he's taken care of or not, if I'm going to take care of this brother or not? You understand? Why would they care? They never cared about my mom and dad and my aunt. My brother, who they put in a wheelchair in a vegetation state, he's in a nursing home as we speak. He made me sick, sending me to the hospital 11 times and been hospitalized 3 times. So that's like 13 times I've been to the hospital, And so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking is, why would they care if I were to take care of this brother or not, if he's not involved? You know what? I don't want to be suspicious or overreaching or whatnot, but my gut feeling never really lied to me. If my gut telling me something, I'm rarely wrong. I go with my intuition. I just have a feeling he might be involved in this. For him not to care about the life of my mom and my dad and my aunt and all this trauma they have caused in my family, to be involved with such a wicked people, I'm not sure. I'm 70%, I would say, leaning toward, yeah, he's involved, and 30% unsure, and I'm gonna ask the maker of the universe, reveal things to me. Whatever they're keeping in the dark shall be revealed to me. I'm just asking the maker. I'm gonna do a great prayer to reveal it to me, because if he's involved, I will never forgive him. 9 in a million years, My family comes first. And for him to side with the enemy, hey, it's their decision, it's his decision, right? But you will never be in my life. You will never be in my life. And second of all, I'm not going to take anything from them. I'm not taking no money, not a single dime, from this enemy. So they relax, because I don't have what I cannot give. I do not give what I do not have, I would say. Okay? So yeah. So anyhow, that's what I'm thinking. I really hope he's not involved, because if he's involved, he's gone. I'm not going to be forgiving to someone who put my family in harm's way, even though he was not the one probably who made the decision, you know. But involvement, if you are with again, you are with the enemy, you are against me. If you are with the enemy, you are against me. So I will not forgive that. Not in a million years. No, I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. Everybody make a mistake. No, not, definitely not. You know how much suffering we've gone through. And my advice to you guys, 144,000, someone who would do something like that, you guys need to not forgive that person, because they have put you in harm's way. They have put your family in harm's way. And that will show the person character. What kind of person is that person who will get involved with these people who worship the devil and worship Satan, I would say, and who are sellout. These people are sellout. They worship the money. They don't care about anything but that money. You know what I mean? All they care about is money. You understand? And guess what? I don't care about their money. I do not care about their money. So yeah, that's another slap in the face. They did not expect this. They didn't expect that I'm going to reject their money. Yeah. So yeah, you cannot hold my money hostage or dangle it over my head, thinking that you have the power over me. Guess what? You have no power over me, because I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. You know what I'm saying? Your money is meaningless. It means nothing to me. Maybe you got everybody fooled by controlling the money. You think you're going to control the people, right? No. That you have no power over me, especially with money. Okay? And you have no power over me, period. Okay? With money, without money, you have not. You even try to use God against me, trying to bestow fear, telling me God is going to do this to you, God is going to do that to you. It's all about control, Yeah. People just need to stop playing God. You need to know your place, and you need to stop playing God. You're not God. You're gonna croak and die. You're not infinite. You don't live forever. That why. If God have made people live over 1,000 years, you just imagine what kind of pain you guys will cause to everybody else. Just imagine what kind of pain you are inflicting everybody on earth if you lived like over 1,000 years, like all the prophet bloodline. And so just imagine. Some of you guys live like if you push it 100 years, it's a lot of years of suffering. Just imagine if God giving you 1,000 years, over 1,000 years. You imagine what kind of damage you guys will cause on earth. And I'm glad that there is a dome over the earth. You cannot leave and ruin the universe, And that's what do you guys do? You are good for nothing, ruiner, like the father, the destroyer of everything good, you know? So what do you expect? If you are a good person, I'll be surprised, you know? Anyhow, to get back, what I'm trying to say is, if my brother is involved in this, yeah, he'll be gone. I would not give him a reason. I would not tell him why I stopped talking to him. I would just block him from my phone and block him out of my life. I'm not going to explain it. You guys can tell him, since you are so interested to know if I were to accept your money, I would give him some of that money, right? Right? That's what you're thinking is going to happen, right? You can tell him. You can tell him why I stopped talking to him. I don't have to explain anything. I don't have to explain myself. You're right? So I don't care about your millions you want to write me a check with. I do not care about that. All I care about is justice, your divine justice, to come on you and to come in everybody who's participating in this program. Everybody to be judged. That's what makes me happy. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, if I have billions of dollars, right, and someone told me to give that billions of dollars for divine justice, would I give it? Of course, I would give billions of dollars over for divine justice. Okay, that is more important than anything, than any money that you could rack up, right? So yeah, so just to show you that money is the root of all evil, and money has no control over me. Okay, maybe you have control over everybody, but money will never have control over me. So you know what my mindset. Do not come in a dream state, try to offer me money, because I do not care about your money. I care about justice. That's all I care about. Okay, so there you have it. Do not offer me anymore in a dream state, because the answer is always going to be no. And when God reveals to me, bi'iznillah, if my brother is involved or not, okay, you can tell him why I stopped talking to him. Okay, you can tell him why I cut him out of my life.